Channel. If you have not like and subscribe the channel, please like and subscribe the channel. This is the place where you can learn Microsoft Intune, anything related to the mobile devices, Windows devices, Mac operating system, and Android or Linux as well. So in this video I'm just going to share you about if you are a Intune administrator, so you may want to restrict some of the users or some of the admins to not give whole permission. So it means we don't want to give access to all the admins, right? You maybe have certain team L1, L2, L3, L4. So not everyone need access, right? The full access or the all the access to the Intune admin resources. So how we can do that? So this is it's very good. Personally I think so. We have the options in the Microsoft Intune portal that is called role-based access control, which by using this role-based access control we can create new roles, we can assign some of the permissions, and we can scope that role or the admins to access those some of the resources, not all. So that if you are managing, like if you are managing Windows devices and you have a dedicated resources for Windows, managing Windows devices, you can just create a new admin roles and assign, define the scope and assign that roles to the Windows resources only, like policies, config or devices, by so that they cannot see other devices or other configs uh, which is actually created by the other team or the other members and used for the iOS or other platforms. So let's get started. So you must have a full Intune admin role, Intune administrator role to perform this task. This is Microsoft Intune portal, as you all aware. So where you have to go to the tenant administration, since I have already logged in, and here you have to go to the roles. You can see here on the left hand side, and you see these are the built-in roles. So there are two type roles. You can use the built-in role, but since we are using the role-based access control, right? So the sentence is itself, it's saying role-based access control. So based on the role, the admin will get access. So what we're gonna do, either you can use, but you must have the Intune role administrator to perform, to create the roles and assign. So what you have to do, you have to create a new roles. So I'm gonna create a, so there are two type of roles here. If you say M365 role or Windows role, Intune role, so you just have to select. So I'm just creating a Intune role, custom role. So let's for Apple iOS admin custom role, you can give any name, whatever you want, right? For L3 support team, okay, or whatever you want to do. So what are the permission you want to give? Since I'm just saying for you, but based on your choice, I'll just go to the manage devices. I just want to give access to manage devices, read and view reports. He can query, right? And some of the remote task I will also give, like sync devices, wipe, retire, custom notification, no, remote lock, yeah, clear, reset passcode, yes, rules, no. So that's few of the rules. Click on next based on your choice. Now here you see the scopes. So default, if it's selected to default, what does mean it here? So if this scope, while creating the role-based access control, this will be major role to define the scope. So when an administrator has no scope tag in any of their roles, all jobs are visible including those with scope tags. So make sure you configuring the scope tag for his role. So currently by default, if you want to, I don't have any scope tag, but make sure before creating the role you can create a scope tag. So I'm just selecting, I will show you later. So click next and create a role. Now the role has been created here. You can see, let's just zoom out. So I've just created a custom role, this one, you see. Now I'll go to the scope tag, and there is a default. Default means what? By default, all Intune entities, whatever without scope tag, are assigned to this built-in scope tag. This is built-in. So let's create a scope tag. Scope tag, actually, what does mean scope tags? Scope tags actually define the groups of Intune resources, right, that align with the specific Intune role assessment. For example, like if you have if you want to create a scope tag, could be on based on the office location, based on the department, based on the platform, based on the support team members, like the level of support, and that could be used to associate policies, profile applications with administrator that only apply to certain location. So let's create a scope. So I'm just creating a location for a scope tag for Apple iOS scope, okay, so that they can only see the Apple iOS devices. You can assign to groups, right? So let's see if there is any groups. No groups. So okay, sorry, let's create one group first and then we'll assign, because you can't assign this, because you can assign scope tag to all devices in security groups. So I don't have any groups created, so let's create next without groups and we'll create a, so I've just created a scope here, Apple iOS scope. Let's create one groups first. Okay, now go to the groups here. You can also navigate to Entra admin and you can create a groups. So let's create a security groups. I'm just grouping Apple iOS devices, okay, or all Apple iOS devices. Same, you can give any name. Since I am just selecting assigned or dynamic devices, you can select it, or you have to define the query here. I have already made how. So I'm just selecting device OS type. It should be equal or start with, and select iOS. So it will be all iOS devices. So device OS type is iOS. I'm just creating a dynamic device, so if any iOS devices will get enrolled, all the devices will get automatically tagged to these groups. Now go to the again scopes, rule, scope tag, and edit this one, assignment, assign. Now it will show because I have created a groups. So if you have multiple groups, I'm just assigning. So you can assign the multiple groups here as well. So selected. So now I have created a scope and it's assigned to this group, all iOS devices. Okay. Now go to the all rules and edit. Go to the properties and you see the scope tag is default. I want to change it. Scope. You see now it's showing Apple iOS scope. It's a scope, and I will remove default so that they will not able to see other the all other policy. They can only see this one, and they can only able to perform this one. Now go to the assignment and you can assign this here. So don't be confused here. So we have created a role, we have assigned these scopes, we have created a dynamic groups. Now under this roles which we created, this custom role, this role assignment tie together a role definitions with a member in scope. This can be one or more role assignment per role. This apply to a custom and built-in role. Let's create roles here, right? Admin roles. You can give any name, include groups, Apple iOS devices. You can see the scope. So here is a catch. So there is a admin groups, there is scope groups, right? So admin groups users are the administrator assigned to this role. So so here don't assign this one. So admin groups users, you have to assign the, for now I'm just showing for I have added this dynamic group, but here you have to add the groups where all the admins are part of that group, right? You can create a one group, admin groups, and you can add it here, and then click on next, and here you can assign. So whoever are member of this group, who all are admin or the support team member are a part of this group, can can see can can see and target the policy, application, and remote task. So administrator in this role actually assign, so you can assign to all users, all devices, all groups. I'm just selecting all the devices, or you can select add groups, and you can select iOS devices. Next, and you see here no scope tag. Configure scope tag for this role, because when an administrator has no scope in their roles, all objects are visible. So make sure you scoping it, select this one, next, next. So now we have created this one, admin roles, descriptions, it's included to all the members, and scope is all devices. Here should be different group which consists of all the members of the admin members. Now I hope you learn. So as soon as you enroll the devices, any users who enroll your iOS devices, they can, your admin or whoever the part of that admin groups, right, where I have shown you this one assignment, whoever a part of this admin group here, the group here, they can only see those this iOS devices, and the all new iOS devices will automatically get tagged to, they can only see the other. Who, if you can create a multiple roles, so that like for iOS I have just so, like if you want to create for Android, different for Windows, Mac, and Linux, you can do that. This is how you can protect your, so that your resources, so that the other admins can't see your resources, policy, config, or whatever. So whenever you create any policies, you can simply just go, let's go to the iOS policy. I will quickly, so if I have already created here, let's go to the compliance policy. So you see here it's a compliance policy. Let's go to the properties, and you see here the scope is tagged to default. Now what you have to do, you have to change it. You just select this one and scope to Apple iOS, remove default, select, and save this one. Now this compliance policy will not be visible for everyone. It's only visible who are part of this, the custom role and the scope. Okay, I hope you learn and got to know that nobody, how we can control your roles or environment very effectively. Till then, thank you, have a good day, bye bye.